Hello guys, it's me, EpicDose. We're back with some EverQuest II. DoF has been out, I think, 2 or 3 days. I don't remember exactly when it came out, the 13th. So 4 days maybe? Anyway, we're gonna try to get a group with our warden. See how it goes. Already asked for a group. I thought it'd be pretty easy. It should be. Looks pretty active right now. Let's go to hang out in Sinking Sands anyway. Where we're probably gonna end up. Now I just gotta remember where to actually go. I know I gotta remember all the dungeons are. Not that it's hard, but when you play like 5 or 6 different MMOs at a time, you tend to get confused. We should be able to get a group here soon, or make one. We'll see. Dungeons of Sundaria. I know probably none of you play this, but they just put out a patch where their combat was really floaty. Like it wasn't really like feeling like impactful and stuff like that. They just did an update where they fixed a lot of that. So like where you aim is where you're hitting, and where shit aims, where stuff hits the mob, they actually like the mob moves that way. Like it definitely did a big update. I played that all this morning. I get up relatively early. I got up like at 5, so been playing it all morning and got a full group, killed a whole bunch of bosses. I think if the developers don't screw this up, it could be one of these amazing games that people will really dig, especially if you're into EverQuest, Diablo, any of those MMO type games, or hack and slash looters like that. Why am I not getting a group already? What is this? But anyway, yeah, so it's like a third person like Diablo game, but it's just constantly dungeon crawling. And they just did a big patch. Well, I don't know if it's a big one, but they did one today that fixed the combat. That was like one of the biggest issues. It was kind of just all over. Like, it just wasn't impactful, but now it's more precise. But yeah, I mean, I had a blast. It's one of those games where you can just sit there and play forever because you're constantly getting upgrades to your equipment. The dungeons are not like these 10-minute dungeons. You can spend hours and hours in one dungeon. And they go forever, like just deep and deep, and they have tons of bosses. They just go super deep. That's what she said. But anyway, they go super deep. So, like, you can spend hours and hours in just one dungeon. They have multiple levels, secret areas, and they got the Holy Trinity. They got DPS. They got tanks. They got healers. They got casters. Why? I don't know why I'm not getting a group though. That's what's weird. Like, I see tons of people on right now, and no one wants the healer. Really? No one wants a sexy healer. I could do Curdy. That's the case. I'll just wait till I see something. But for some reason, I'm feeling the healing right now. Curdy, I just don't feel like I gotta get back into it. Felt kind of lost last time I was playing him last time we streamed this. Come on, man, we want to get some levels. Was it 60 now? The max? Let's see if I can get it together, get a team together here. All we need is a tank. If we can find a good tank, we'll start a group. I haven't seen one yet, though. I could bring my tank, I guess. I could do the berserking. I could zerk. So I don't remember much of these dungeons out here right now. We got Fury, so that might be the problem. Like, the 3 people that are looking that are even near my level are all healers. We're just gonna harvest stuff right now. While we wait. Where's our auto harvester? Alright. It shouldn't take too long. Like I said, we'll switch from the healer if that's the case. We'll give it some time though. It is kind of early. What is it? 2 in the afternoon, basically. And we need to discover this stuff anyway. Am I not getting XP? I'm gonna have to check our... See. Do we have AAs yet? I don't think we do. No. It's not even gonna let me move it. Alright. Why is my bot's color black? Weird. Like, it's like dark. Like, it doesn't look right against my dark mode settings. Yeah, we'll just play something else if we can't do the healer right now. We'll go to our assassin, or if all else fails, we'll do the berserker. I don't care. I'd just rather not tank right now. Ooh. There's a group, hopefully. Oh, there's just another person. A troubadour. Oh, he'll form the group, hopefully. Bound to happen. I forgot it's Saturday, too. There should be plenty of people playing. I think my new schedule coming up, I probably won't be able to... I'll probably be off completely Tuesdays and Wednesdays, at least for a while. And, but I'll have regular daytime schedule, what I'm doing, so. I'll be off by probably 5, 6 p.m., I'm guessing, if not way sooner. I'm going to keep harvesting until we get a full group going. I can't believe they got rid of... I don't even want to think about it. You have the Bard backpack. You have the Assassin's backpack. I don't understand why they would take those out. I bitch about it every time I stream this, because it pisses me off. I don't understand. I don't get it. Alright. Oh, we got someone else. What do we get? Dirge. So we got both bards. I'm thinking about playing retail on this again, but I don't have the latest expansion, I don't think. I don't think. Just giving it a try. I just gotta find the people that actually play that. That would make it easier. I end up always playing by myself and can't, you know, there's no, I don't see any active guilds. I think there is a few though, out there. I like these TLEs. That's what I want to play, but at the same time, these characters just are put on retail after a year and a half. Very irritating putting all this time and effort into these characters and then they just get sent to retail. But we got a tank, Ali. It's funny the differences like with WoW. WoW Pallies, at least early classic, they probably still are too. They were like super overpowered, basic, like the best class you could possibly be, and they had 3 different routes. You could be a healer, a tank, or a DPS, and they were good at all of those. And like on here, like Pallies are kind of like underpowered. It was the first class I played on here, I think. Then it was Berserker once I understood what was going on. I think I played the Pally first. I think I was a Pally Dwarf, and I actually was a secondary tank for a raiding guild before Vanguard came out with that character. If I remember right. I think that's what I was playing. But they're just like so weak. And I was on a PvP server too at that time, I think. And they suck at PvP too. Like they're like the opposite of what WoW's Pally. They're like they're just not as amazing. We got like just like the ooh, we got a full group. What are we doing? But I always had a like an idea. The Pally is like the ideal, like, you know, from like Knights Templar and stuff like that. That's what you think of, like. It's like the class I like. If I'm not a completely defensive tank, like that's a good ideal class. They were okay on EverQuest Online Adventures too, but everybody played Shadow Knights a lot. Arm touch was a big deal on that game, and it's probably a big deal on here too. But like, it's nice, I guess. I don't know where we're going. We got 2 healers too. Nice. Life is easy. I'm gonna sit here and fish for a living. Where are we going? Think I'm gonna finish. I might do it tonight. I'm gonna finish up Champions of Norrath. The story, anyway. We're gonna still build on that character because that's how you play that game. But we probably won't stream it. We'll probably just do updates on it or something. Maybe just make videos of updates of how it's going. But we're gonna move on to Champions Return to Arms. So, see, what are we doing? Roost first. See, this is where I don't remember where this stuff is. Roost is like one of the corners of the rocks over here. I never go to it, right? I never go to the right place. Like over here, right? Like where the oh, over there going? Right here? I forgot what thing we're supposed to take to get there quicker. Oh, I don't want that. On a magic carpet ride. Where is it? Why is this to the city? No, I don't want to the city. What? Why can I not? I can show you the world. Here we go. Show me the world. No! I didn't want to do that. Ah, I knew I was going to do it wrong. What happens? They want to go that way. Gosh darn it. This is like, I don't know why the Sinking Sand Zone is the one I always forget the dungeons on. I don't know why. It's freaking weird. Let's try this again. We want to go to... Wait, no. I want the one that flies down here. I can't remember which one it is. I don't think it's that one. And I don't think it's Undercity Arena. Okay, maybe it is. Just need to get over here where these peoples are. Jump off. That's one thing about this game is I like you can jump off the flying mounts that with WoW classic. You're just stuck. You're just stuck going wherever it takes you. It was awesome in PvP on this. You could jump off your mounts and just like basically do an air attack on people. I'm officially on my way. Okay. Glad we got a second healer. It's like I'm a little rusty. I hit 50. This was the first character I hit 50 with, and then I just made like 5 or 6 other 50s, so I haven't played the healer in a little bit. I think I did one hunters daily with the tree humper. I gotta put this in.
For life.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, it's me. Hi to me. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, it's because I keep on putting myself as a streamer instead of the bot. That's why. Silly bot. Cat bot. What are we waiting for? I guess I can take this off too. We're just waiting for our tank, I think. Alright, here we go. Let the action commence. Or not. Do this before I forget. Actually, should probably redo all this stuff. I don't remember. Okay. I know I have a tank buff, which is this one. Okay, stamina and whiz. Want that for casters? I don't remember. This one's for the... I forgot what I used. Man, So freaking rusty, dude. I want to put. I think I want this on tank 2. There we go. I am so rusty, guys. But once we get going into it again, we'll be fine. What did you do? What is he doing? He's leaving us. The only thing this game needs, since it has everything else pretty much, like quality of life stuff, is it just needs auto loot, dude. Having to click on everything and pick it up. And you need to be able to filter it. Except for the stuff you need to roll on, I guess. Even then, like, I think they could do a system where you automatically roll on stuff that... That's where, like, most MMOs haven't done it, because it might be hard. I'm guessing it's probably pretty hard to figure out, but, like, you should be able to look at your equipment and know if it's actually an improvement for you, and it'll automatically need roll on it. I have no problem with quality of life. I don't think that makes the game easier or dumbed down. I don't think you have to hit a button to do simple things like that. Oh my goodness. I feel like I did. I don't know if the other healer's healing. Scared there for a second. Thought I could be lazy. Guess not. The loot set on? Why am I not getting anything? Let's see here. Wards, group members. Okay. This is weapon damage. Why is that not going away? Am I not high enough level for it to take it away? I miss not having the posterior punter and the jumping mounts early. Miss not being able to jump over everything. That was the funnest part when they released, what was the first one that they did that on? Fallen Gate, I think? But yeah, I'm not against like quality of life things, and I don't think like having to hit a button, need or roll or whatever, that type of stuff, and like taking that away and just making it auto do it, doesn't make the game harder or worse or whatever. I am down to like the hard games, like you know, like old school MMO style stuff, but you can make the simple things easy. You still have the hard gameplay where you need a full group to take down mobs, and the group works together, and how well they work together is how well you take down those mobs. I can't take any of this stuff away. I think it's just because I'm not high enough level yet. This other healer's 60. I mean, they should be able to do it, right? Or do Inquisitors not have that ability? I think all the healers have that ability, right? Cure? I'm gonna stop trying because it ain't doing nothing for. I'm just wasting mana. Not that my mana's really going down, but. Lynching Will. That's the first time I've rolled on something. Why did it take that long to get loot to drop? Oh, I bet someone didn't have it right. Did they just change the loot rules or something? Oh, great. I am doing nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna even stop trying. Just think I'm too low right now. Need to get my next level of cure. I don't know why so many people don't like DoF. I think it's alright. I mean, it ain't the best expansion, that's for sure, but like it's got enough to do. Charm. That looks like an upgrade for me. We get AAs the next expansion, I'm guessing. I'm probably gonna try that New World expansion that came out. Benny, who used to play this with me, keeps basically telling me to try it, so I was just going to wait till it comes out, which I think comes out in October, so we might, but he just wanted me to do the test server, and I was like, I don't know, because I don't like doing test servers. I don't like knowing like that character is basically just gonna go to waste, because those characters aren't guaranteed, you know? It's not like I can copy them over to the live server. Because if I really like it, I like have that character on there, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I gotta do this all over now. I don't want to do that. Our XP, not super fast. Of course, we don't have any pots or anything, which is fine. We don't plan on using them, unless I already had them on me. I think the only character that still has a pot on him is my Illy. He's not 50 yet. I think he's 44 now, though. Pretty close. One day of playing. 30. We went from like 30 to 44 or something like that. Almost all this stuff's gonna be upgrades for them, so lowly geared. I haven't strived to get awesome gear because I'm not raiding, but we might. Now that I know what my schedule's gonna be and stuff, we might try to raid. I just left the Aftermath guild I was in. I was like the only person on, and I think they all moved to another guild, so we just gotta find a guild that. Well, I'm in multiple guilds, but for Tree Humper, I just gotta find a guild that might want a Warden. We'll see. I don't know. It might just be one character like Curdy or something that finds a guild, and then everyone else is just an alt. So all my characters are like, some of them are still wearing like level 30 stuff, 40 stuff. I gotta adjust my chair. Need to lean back a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Why did it stick there? See here. Really freaking thing. There we go. You know, I don't think Daybreak's ever gonna make a game. I don't think they're going to. They've said that they've had something in the works for like, what, 3 years now or something? And we haven't seen even a trailer or anything. It tells me they're not doing anything. They're literally going to milk this company till they sell it. Bastards. Let's see here. I don't care if they sell it though, as long as they sell it to someone that gives a crap about the EverQuest IP. Because if they do that, even if it's a small developer, it's gonna get better treatment. Not some investment company that's just buying game companies to make money off of them and then sell them again. I don't know if Daybreak's actually making games. I don't believe it. I don't. It's all a lie. Are we done? I don't know where we're going now. Didn't pay attention. Not claimed my 500 daybreak cash. Get to EOF. This only 30 minutes. Pillars of Flame. We going to the first one? Oh my god. I don't know why I ran up to those guys. I saw the other guy run in there. What the fuck?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hey! The Sleepless. Thanks for the follow. I don't know why I ran right into there. I was watching the other guy. He must have had invis on or something. That was silly. He's like die like right where I can be. Or right where everybody is. There we go. I can show you the world. That's what this expansion makes me think of, is Aladdin all the time. All the time. Magic carpet rides. Sand and desert and genies. Are you playing DoF right now? The Sleepless? Are you playing EverQuest II? Or are you just living in nostalgia? Watching, you're looking on Twitch and you're looking for EverQuest II, and here you are. I don't know what we're doing. I meant only group res. Heck. Oh, do we have to go out? Get out of the zone! Game bugging out there? Did I see people standing on top of the tents? Oh, do you play on retail? Hey, I literally got like 650s in like a week when they opened the new TLE up. And I just now started doing DOF, so it's not that hard. Mostly, yeah. I need to, like I was saying, I need to get on retail. I just don't. Every time I try retail, I end up playing by myself. I need to find a good group A good guild that's actually doing something on retail. I probably need to go to Module too. All my characters are on Antonia Bale or whatever it is. make my Curdy character on Module, or whatever it is. Whatever it's called. We lost somebody. We lose. We lost the other bard. Yeah, I keep telling myself I want to play retail like I said, but I'm just so lost too. That's why I need to find a group of people that are doing whatever they're doing. Oh, I guess we didn't lose anybody. Okay, why did I lose all my buffs? That's weird. Because yeah, I heard Skyfire and Module are the highest population-wise for people who actually play on retail still. That's what I heard. Skyfire I know is big because the other guy that streams this, he plays on Skyfire occasionally, so I know it's doing okay. All honesty, I think they should just move everybody to one server on retail. I doubt they have that many people playing that they need multiple servers, but I could be wrong. Yeah, partly because the reason I haven't played retail as much is because all my characters are on Antonia Bale. So, like, it's hard. Like, I guess I could transfer them over, but I guess I'll have to pay for it. And possibly lose their name, too. Alright. I don't understand why all my buffs went away. Is it because the group lost somebody? No, I don't understand. We're not doing too bad. We're halfway through the level. Like I said, it's the first time we played on DoF, so DoF came out. We literally played the day before I think it came out, and we weren't sure when it came out. So we were like, I still think I had like another week before it came out or something, but I was wrong. It came out like the next day. My mana does not go down at all. The endless supply. Okay, went down a little bit that time. Gotta look. What does this do? Group friend, master. How long does this take to back? I need to put that. I don't know if that's not really an emergency heal, is it? Let's see here. It's a master though. That's what I've been doing. I've been logging in and just making sure my spells are leveling. These important ones. So getting a lot of masters, but not playing at all. Last couple weeks. Have I turned off XP? No. They're asking me why I haven't leveled yet. Like, have you turned off XP? I was like, no. Like, it's the first time I've played DOFs. It came out. First time I played. They're probably popping pots too. I am not. I gotta control myself with that stuff. That's why I don't even think they should have them anyway, but like, if I really want to level something, I'll keep spending as long as I get the use the daybreak crash, that's not a big deal, but like, I'm not gonna spend real money, because I'll do it. I get carried away. Spend all this money on all these characters that are going to go to retail or live and not be played, because I have like three of them, the same build and everything, same name. Oh my gosh. Then they're healing myself again when I'm not even getting hit. Yeah, I do think I want to raid again. Like I said, I just gotta find a guild, see what they're looking for, and play it. I'm hoping to dirge. I wouldn't mind playing Kurdi again. I wouldn't mind being a healer in raid, but I've never done it, so hopefully it's not too crazy. That's what ends up happening. I just don't want to play a caster. I don't. For some reason, the EverQuest II's casters is just not interesting to me. Might be the fact that I haven't played them enough either. Speaking of a MMO that people might want to check out, that I've been keeping an eye on, I think Rebus mentioned it today too, was Embers Adrift. I think their beta, you have to pay to be part of it, but like, their beta started yesterday, and it's very group focused, old school style MMO looking game. It's like $50 to get into the beta though, or just to like be a founder or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe, but it won't be like this beta turn. Unless it's open until it comes out, I don't know. And it might be a closed beta where you can't stream it or whatever. That'd even make me not want to do it more. So if you're into like EverQuest II, I would check out that game. It looks like it's gonna be decent. The only thing I noticed that I didn't like is it like only human race. From what I noticed, I didn't notice any like special races. I could be wrong though. I didn't look at their website recently, so. Can't have a fantasy game with just humans, come on. Might as well be called a medieval game or something. I don't know. I listen to like podcasts called like Hardcore History and like other things that like kind of go deep into history, and it's funny that like the medieval era is like such a little period, but yet like everybody refers to it as like the Middle Ages. It's like, or the Dark Ages. They're like so like little pockets of time, but that's like everybody thinks it's like only that time that was happening. Like no one, like in the Dark Ages, everybody thinks that everybody was like not educated and they were just fighting wars, but then they're like, if you really look into it, like every time period has people that were doing amazing, like cultures that were killing it. But a lot of American history especially, we're taught, you know, what happened to Europeans, not so much the rest of the world. Like I think the Middle East was doing amazing for the most part. Certain cultures were doing really good during that time when Europe was going through the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages and stuff. Oh, there it is. 51. We're unstoppable now. Mallet. Can I even wear this? I guess I can. It for now. Clear this out. This next place.
Greetings, traveler.
Where we going? No idea. Do I have drinks? Yes, I do. I'm doing alright. Doing alright drinking food wise. Where are we going? I have no idea. We're going to... Okay, we're just waiting for him to pull us in. I forget you can do that. Like I said, I play like 4 or 5 MMOs right now. I'm playing WoW Classic, playing Final Fantasy 14. I'm playing Guild Wars 2. I'm playing Neverwinter, and I'm playing this. And I get confused which ones do what because I'm just, you know, I can't focus on one right now. I'm enjoying them all. Guild Wars has actually kind of fell off a little bit because I have the other ones I'm playing, but that game ain't going anywhere. Wrath of the Lich King's coming out on the 26th. I got like, what, 9 days? I'm not gonna get crazy about it though. I know I'm probably gonna be raiding on there though. Probably gonna be playing either a mage or druid or priest. I haven't decided yet. I pretty much get to decide though, and then we're gonna fill the ranks after everybody decides of my little group of what we're gonna be. Yeah. Yeah, I mean I'm playing like 4 or 5 MMOs, and I like get confused which one does what. Like just leaving a group in here, you have to type it, but like every other game you usually don't. So I'm sitting here like I'll have to like, oh yeah, I gotta type it on here. Yes, exactly. And RPGs. I'm playing through Champions of Norath right now, which I'm almost done. I'm gonna beat it like probably next time I play it, next time I stream it. I'm playing Death Stranding. I'm playing Dungeons of Sondaria, which is not something I have to really focus on. It's only in early access, and they're still working on it heavily, so. And I don't know if those developers are going to keep that game active. Hopefully they do, because it's really fun right now. Let's see. I'm playing so much stuff. I'm playing Rumbleverse. I'm playing Multiverses. I'm enjoying those games. I think that's about it. That's it. What's in my arsenal right now is all those games. That's a lot though. MMOs alone, 1 MMO is enough. If you're really like really involved in that game, 1 MMO is enough. It's hard to. That's why I won't be I used to way back. Like MMOs and like hack and slash isometric. Well, MMOs and like hack and slash action RPGs are like my favorite type of games. And like, back in the day I used to be all about like starting a guild or being a guild leader or being a raid leader, but I can't even do it now. There's just no way. It's like a second job. And I don't like all the drama that comes with people not getting what they want all the time. So. The last time I led a raid or was a raid leader or whatever you want to call it was in Vanguard. So that was a long time ago. I've not ever done it again. I wouldn't mind being like a guild person that just like maybe was ahead of one class group. Like, you're the druid leader, okay. Druid, this is what you do, guys. You heal. You hit that heal button. Okay? It's not hard. You got it. Make sure you get your epic weapon when it comes out, so you can heal more. Oh yeah, it's like my favorite MMO, other than EverQuest Online Adventures, because that was my first MMO. So like those 2 games, both gone. Vanguard's on a private server that's kinda not even half done yet, but it has like a lot of the 1 through level 40 done. so like you can do a lot of the stuff. But yeah, both those games are gone. So here I am on EverQuest II. I literally left EverQuest II back in the day because of Vanguard. I was hated back then. But yeah, I quickly realized how, if you really want to take it seriously, how much time being a guild leader or a raid leader takes. It's just a lot of time. You gotta be really involved in the game. You gotta make it like a second job. You gotta play it every day because you can't be the raid leader who doesn't have the items you need to raid. So, like, and you gotta keep your character like pretty much maxed out. No, it's still going. There's like roughly 10 to 15 developers that work on it. It's doing pretty well. I don't know if you know who Nathan Napalm is. But he's the guy that's all about Pantheon. He's a YouTuber. He goes on there with a full group like once a week and plays it like he used to back in the day. That game has like my favorite, probably some of my favorite classes. Disciple, Blood Mage. Their Shaman was really cool. Their Bards were really cool. Yeah, it takes a little bit to set it up, but it's out there. You can literally, I mean, that game you can go around and do the stuff solo. It's not as fun, nor is it easy, but like I have a Disciple on there that's like, I think lower teens or high teens, almost 20, and I'll go on there and mess around, but Disciple's really good at soloing, so. I'm least glad this is still around. I don't think the developers that have control of the IP are really doing right by it, but you know, it's still here. That's good enough for me. It could not be here, and that would suck. But at least with this game, they would pretty much have private servers out there, I think. EverQuest Online Adventures has a private server too, but it's like not done at all. It's literally just a glorified chat room, but you can play it through the PlayStation emulator, PlayStation 2 emulator. These guys actually look like the Cyclops on, this guy right here looks like the Cyclops on Champions of Norath. The rest of them don't. I don't know how long the cooldown is on this. I don't think it's an emergency heal, but it might be. Oh, owie. I still like that there's so many people playing the TLEs on this. I've went through what, like 4 or 5 now, and there's still plenty of people playing it. Probably all the same people, a majority of them. But still impressed. 'Cause I know like the guild that I was part of for most of those TLEs was Aftermath or Relapse, and now they're not, they're all over the place. They're spread out. They kind of like, you know, after 4 or 5 PLEs, you're kind of like, do I want to do this again? I stepped away last TLE. I played on it, but not enough. And now I'm all refreshed again. I'm all about it again. I could totally go through all this content again. Of course, I never really quest except for heritage quests on EverQuest. I only group. It's only the way I do things. Let's see. Ooh, a spoon. It's a good visual thing. I'm gonna need on it. The spoon, yep. I need it on it for the visual. I don't know if I want it though. I'm pretty sure more than me need it on it. Yeah, I don't think I got it. Did not win it. Unless people are still rolling on it. Yeah, it's a big ass spoon. I don't know if they still have it on retail. I'm pretty sure they do. But there's probably a whole bunch of new appearance items on there that aren't on this PLEs, so. Oh, I did win it. I won the spoon. Let's see, I forgot how to let. Yep, this is a big ass spoon. Oh, did you? Nice. It's probably, I mean, it's a common, so it probably drops almost every time. We're getting out of here. Hold on tight. Why did it not let me leave? What the heck? The zone is currently full? Dude, then. Oh, okay. Silly. There we go. I guess there is a lot of zones open. Being sinking sands this packed. It is nice. Like I said, I don't know why people don't like DoF. It's alright. But like I said, it makes me think of Aladdin. I can show you the world. Someone else running to the zone, I'm guessing. All right. The first day I streamed in, it's rendering in 1080p, but like it's the first time I allowed the stream to broadcast at 1080p because one, when I started, I wanted to make sure people who were like, I mean, I started like 5 years ago streaming, but like I wanted to make sure like people could get a good connection with not even if they couldn't get 1080p, so I kept it at 720. So today was the first day I made it go 1080p. It hasn't had any problems, which is nice. I don't know why it would. I have excellent internet, but I think most people, especially in the United States, definitely have 1080p now. But back 5 years ago, that might not have been the case. They wouldn't have had good enough internet to render it all the time or watch it well or whatever without lag or something. Crazy how quick stuff changes. Now like 1080p is like the lowest. Now you want to do 4K or 2K or something. I think I can cure these ones. Yep. I have group cure yet? I don't think I do. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. I wonder if it's auto doing it. Need to set up macros so it says I'm reviving and stuff, especially if I'm gonna raid at some point. Especially on my bard. Because people for some reason think bards are just there to mess around. Yeah, I actually enjoyed Neverwinter recently. Like, I just found out that they got an expansion, which is called Dragon Slayer, and now their max level is 20. I got on there, like, completely blind, and I was like, why do I have, like... I had 2 max characters and didn't even know it. I have, like, a fighter and a rogue that's level 20, and then... started a bard, which that's why I started playing it, because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they made a bard on this game. That's like one of my favorite classes. I wanted to see how it plays. It plays pretty cool. I'm just waiting to play it in a group. They're a healer. They can be a healer or a combat bard on there, so it's probably gonna go the healer path. Seems like it's gonna be pretty fun. I think I'm supposed to raid in WoW tonight too. Arizan or whatever it's called. But by the time I get on the game, the queue will be ridiculous and I'll just give up. I literally only play WoW because my friends play it. I'd rather play this. But none of them will touch this, so. Be nice if I could get my group of 3 or 4 friends that play WoW to play this seriously. Be amazing. They just don't know what a real MMO is. That's their problem. before they met me, they probably thought WoW was the only MMO that existed. That or Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, SWTOR's alright too. But yeah, it's not this, that's for sure. This game just needs the right developers. Daybreak ain't it. Needs a developer that gives a shit about EverQuest. And not just milking it. Like, I don't even care if, like, give to some indie developer and they were like, okay, we're not going to make MMOs anymore, but we're going to use the EverQuest IP to make new games. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. Supposedly Daybreak's doing that, but where? They said that like 3 years ago. I don't see anything. Not a trailer, not a concept. Like, what are you guys doing? You're just milking it because you're an investment company. Just milking your customers because you know you can. Not really winning a lot of this stuff. Try an upgrade. Any game that has Rotanga. So they need to make a new EverQuest game like Champions of Norath, but they need to have a Rotanga class like a Dirge or something. Instead of just making it 4-player co-op, they need to make it 6, just like these groups, but make it like Champions was, like Looter. I don't even care if they do it. I like the idea of a third-person action hack and slash RPG. Not so much like, I mean, I do like Champions, but I'd prefer like a third-person one, honestly. I think isometric was the old way. Honestly, I think third person is the way to go. You just gotta make it good. You can do the same things you're seeing isometrically, but in third person. That's what Dungeons of Sandaria is, if you haven't checked it out. I don't know if it's worth spending money on right now. I got it for free because I was part of their first game, Kings and Heroes. And it's basically like a third-person game like that, like a third-person Diablo. Has healers, has, you know, rogues, archers, priests, clerics, fighters, champions. Got ogres, elves, hobbits, halflings. Yeah, it's not known because they're a very indie small company. Like, and they didn't do right by the people on the first game, other than giving us this free game. But they abandoned it. Basically, it was supposed to be an MMO with the same. It's the same game, but it was an MMO, and they decided to just like abandon it and then make it into like a dungeon crawler. But yeah, if you're into that type of stuff, I'd definitely check it out. I don't know if I'd spend money on it right now, though. I think it's like $30 if you have to buy it. 20 or 30 bucks for early access. It's definitely not a done game. Like, they just did an update today that made the combat feel like it was impactful. Before that, it was like you're just swinging and it would just have numbers. Like, it didn't really look like you were hitting stuff half the time, or you couldn't hit it because the hitboxes were all off. But now it's pretty good from the update today. Not too bad. Yeah, I think that's what they tried to do with the last Dark Alliance game. That new one, but it sucked. Because they had some crappy developer just ruin it. Like the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance game that they tried to come out with like a year or two ago. I think I played it for like 5 minutes, but like, it was poo-poo. They tried to make it a third-person hack and slash RPG, and they just didn't do a good job of it. I don't know how you can just trash a beloved game like that. I was excited when I saw the trailer for it, but then when I started hearing reviews for it, I was like, oh man. I think it's free on Xbox Game Pass, though. I might give it another go. But I think it was ranked like the worst game for that year, like by multiple people. This for me? I forgot what I wear. I wear a chain, right? No, I wear leather. That's right. That's right. I have a habit of wanting to open these chests because I usually play Dirge or, you know, Dirty. Oh yeah, exactly. I think that's the story of a lot of things lately, man. Like, look at CD Projekt Red. Like, before Cyberpunk came out, I was like, this is the best developer we have right now. They're never gonna betray us. What do? They fucking betray us. It's still a good game, and it definitely got like a couple huge updates now, and it's doing well, but not money-wise. I mean, it's doing well, like it's way more playable. But like just like TV shows and everything, man, it's like things that are supposed to be really good. Like I'm not even sure Rings of Power is even good yet. Like I don't feel like none of the characters are super interesting. The only episode I've liked so far is like the third one, because it felt like pretty decent. Like I don't look at it like it's Lord of the Rings, because then you're automatically gonna like try to compare it to things. I'm just like, is this a good fantasy show? And the only one that's been decent is like the third episode so far, to me anyway. I think it's going to be a big letdown. And I haven't watched enough of House of Dragons, so I don't know if that's... I doubt it's going to be better than Game of Thrones. But even Game of Thrones, like, its first season wasn't that great. The first season of Game of Thrones, like, you were like... There were so many characters introduced, you didn't know what the heck was going on. So you gotta... Sometimes you gotta give these shows a couple seasons to, like, marinate before they get really good. If they even make it that far, they have to be able to continue to the next season by whoever decides that it's good enough to do so. But yeah, there's just so many things that are, especially games, that are just letdowns anymore, man. Half the time is because they're trying to redo something that was magical back in the day, and that's not the way to do things unless you're just going to make it exactly the same with maybe updated graphics. Like, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII Remake seemed to be pretty decent way to go. Like, if you're going to do something like that, then do it good. Do it well. I think WoW Classic did a good job for what people are looking for. It's literally like what WoW Classic was, except people know what to do now, so everybody rushes to in-game. But that's just like in this too, everybody rushes to in-game so they can raid. What is this, necklace? Really need that. Yeah, like there's a new Quantum Leap that comes out like today or tomorrow or something like that. They're remaking Quantum Leap. And I just mentioned it, and someone's like, that's gonna suck. I'm like, how do you know? The first Quantum Leap was good, but it's only good because I was a kid, and now that I look at it, it's like really crappy. like how they do the futuristic stuff, like it's like all lame. Like you could and nowadays they could probably do something really neat with it, but who knows? It was never really about time travel anyway. It's about like human problems. Really what the story's about. But it did get me into time travel for the first time. Time travel and sci-fi is like that was like the first show that really got me into it. That was basically EverEP in the first season. Oh, yeah, you're right. Do I want to talk to this guy? I can show you the...
Hello!
Oh yeah, this is the Lord of the Rings reference right here. Don't have your. What does he call it? He doesn't call it precious. What did he call it? Oh, you're cherished. Oh, the quest is broken. Quest is broken, I guess. Is this supposed to be Gollum? Uh-oh. Guess we're fighting. Ding! What level is this? Level 50. Grants invisibility to caster. I don't remember like. Okay. Guess it's nice to have that. Guess the quest wasn't broken. Just took him a while to try to fight us, I guess. Why can I not wear this yet? How do I activate this? Do I have to like hit it like a button? Like a skill? There we go. Nice. Alright, we'll put that right there. Oh, guess we're done. We done? Are we all done? Why is my health like... Why am I dying? What's going on here? I think we're all done. I'm gonna try to join another group. Or I can switch to Curdy. See. Alright, let's leave this group and try to join another one. Probably gonna reset all these before I forget. Or can I not do it yet? Can I do it yet? I seriously gotta wait an hour and 30 minutes to do the rest of any of these again? Maybe we'll switch. Where am I? I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, we got a griffin over here. Or a carpet, I should say. Go back to the harbor. Ooh, there's a guild right here looking for a warden. Brainwashed. For raiding on Thursdays, 7 to 10 CST. Let's see, what's CST? Is that California? No, Central Standard Time? That's like an hour. I think that's an hour behind me. Let's see if we can find another group. I don't know though, because they'll probably want to do the stuff we just did, and then I won't be able to go in. I don't know when you can reset this. I think it's literally, I literally have to re-enter. You can re-enter this instance in an hour and 30 minutes. Why so long? Guess I'll just switch to Curdy. Why not? Let's go. I feel like I need to return home though. Boomer Council, recruiting more for our Tuesday, Friday raid team, 9 p.m. to blah, blah, blah. Where are we at? Alright. Let's repair, and then we'll switch to Curdy and try to probably do that same stuff we just did again. Like I said, we got like 5 or 6 50s, so we have plenty to level up. Alright. I don't even know what else we could do group-wise if we have all those dungeons. Like, we pretty much did all the dungeons in the area, right? See, what? What are we looking for? Looking for Curdy. For Dirge. I am in a guild in this one. I don't know if they care for a dirge though.
Welcome, friend.
Selling anything?
Entire city are at your fingertips, so please.
All right, let's see if we can get a group with our dirge here. Might as well go there. We'll just start harvesting and stuff while we wait. None of my characters are maxed out on crafting or harvesting. I do have my guardian, who I was leveling up, you know, crafting so I could make his gear for him. But that stopped pretty quick as soon as I started leveling other characters, so. I like the harvesting and crafting on this game. It's one of the better ways. I mean, it's pretty much the same and very similar to other games, but the crafting on here is pretty fun. I enjoy the harvesting too, especially with this automatic harvester tool thing I have with the UI. Pretty sure it's just a UI that has this. It's not part of the game. It's nice though. Oh, let's queue up for stuff too. So people can find us. Got Conjurer. Our level. Everybody else is lower, which is surprising actually. Hopefully it doesn't take too long here. Really don't think so. Like it's hopping right now. For midday on a Saturday, and DoF just coming out. It's hot. Hot right now. You'd easily be able to get a group. I mean, I guess there's still, we didn't go to all the places because there's still when whatever dungeon. I think there was a lot more dungeons that we didn't do. We probably could have stayed on our warden if we were doing the other stuff. We did Pillars of Flame. We did a lot of them. The Roost. But there's that one that's like, maybe that's a higher level or something. Maybe that's why we didn't do it. I don't know. That one by the Twin Poles or whatever, in the middle of the desert. Come on, group. Give me some sexy bard time. Isn't there like a dust sandstorm or something boss that... Oh, wait. There's one. That's not who I was thinking of, though. Looking at guilds now. Let's see here. Serenity. Don't say anything about raiding. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to raid yet, but I would like to think it can happen. We're gonna get back into it. Someone's telling me to start the Peacock quest line. But why do I want to start the... Isn't that the twin pool stuff? I don't even know. I think that's what the area we go into that I was talking about. Is you do the Peacock quest line in there, which I never remember what it is, but I know it's like one of those quest lines that I'm supposed to be doing. And I don't know where it starts either. See if it starts over here. I doubt it. Can't remember what these quests are either. I'm curious. Might as well get them. I've never done anything with these factions, like ever. I always am worried about it, and yet I've never done anything with them. I don't think, even when I was raiding seriously on here. Like, I don't know if it freaking matters. I can't remember what they give you ever. That's not that great. This. Crocodile bounty. I know I've done these repeatable quests before. Let's see here. I don't even know where this supposed Peacock quest starts. I'm not Googling it. Not Googling. Not doing it. I think it starts over here though. Where's the entrance? Silent City. I think it's over here somewhere. I have no idea though. I might actually have to go in here. Module or whatever. To do that. I don't know. We're gonna go for a group right now, because I don't know what the heck. Maybe that's what everybody's doing. They're doing the Peacock quest. Either way, I'm gonna grab another drink, so I'll be right back. Alright. Are we seriously not gonna have luck with Curdy here? Why does no one love Curdy anymore? Kinda sad. Last spot. Need tank for POF. Why am I missing one of my abilities? Oh, we got a group. Nice. I'm missing one of my debuffs. Why is that? Did I move it up here for some reason? What the heck's going on here? I don't know why the ability has disappeared that I had here. It was this, I think. But there's a reason, maybe there's a reason I moved it up here. Alright. Rebuff everything because I learned some of these abilities and I don't think they have the newest target. Oh, did you forget to reset? That's what's going on. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna get pulled back in. Now, I think we're waiting to pull someone else in or something. Going to look why I have an empty spot here on my hotbar. I think it was this, but why did I move it up there? Okay. This one? Don't have that ability there, but curious why it was taken off. Did I accidentally take it off? I don't know. Something don't feel right. definitely need to get my disarm up. Should already been up. Should have been at 50 and had it maxed out by now. Did not happen. I need to check out EverQuest II's Discord or their forums or whatever they're using. I think it's their Discord now. Find out why I can't get a Bard backpack. What's their reasoning behind it? I want to see if other people are bitching. Because it needs to be bitched about. It makes no sense. You can get this stupid gardening backpack though. Oh wait, this ain't the stupid gardening backpack. These are actually pretty cool. Except it's stuck. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I didn't even know if I needed that or not. I assume I did. I need everything. I need all the things. Oh, this is for Sinister Strike. Need to get Axe running on here again. Not that I really care if I'm hitting the best or not as a bard, but I will if I'm playing my assassin. Can I hit a target? That'd be nice. Why doesn't a crocodile let me rob it? It would have change, right? In its pockets. Maybe I should just start with my debuffs right away. Usually these fights aren't long enough to even care about the debuffs. On a boss for sure, but raiding, yeah. But these are dying slow enough, I guess. Yeah, it's an upgrade. Man, my swimming ain't even maxed out. Such a filthy casual, dude. I don't have this quest. I have no quest.
Hello.
Oh, okay. That's weird, it didn't have the feather above his head. Five, 8. Did I not get it? I don't think I got it. I accepted the quest too late. Yeah, I'm gonna check. Now I'm upset. Why didn't I get it? Oh wait, did you not get it? Did not get the clicky. I don't know. Well, we found it last time. It was like right here, right? Confused. I think he fights you when you find it. Why didn't I get the clicky? Oh well. Not like I can't do it again. Oh well. Not like we're not gonna do this 100 times over, so I'm not too worried about it. God, is there a person that repairs right here? I thought there was. Right now? Maybe not. I thought there was though. I thought there was someone that repaired right here. Maybe that's retail, or maybe that's a different expansion that there's a guy that repairs right here. Still wondering why I didn't have this debuff on here. Must have accidentally pulled it off, maybe. Yeah, I don't have them locked. I just realized it now. Not a big deal, but still like, why did I have it off? Because there could be a reason. Why did I put Wail of the Banshee up here? Like trying to figure out how many licks there is to the end of a lollipop. Well, we might get these two characters to 51 today. I got free Humper. Birdie will probably get it running these dungeons again. Probably not gonna play anybody else after Curdy though. See, it's almost 4. I need all things. I'm wearing like level 10 gear. Okay? There's just no point for me to like take my gear seriously though if I'm not rated. Other than like, I mean, unless you're tanking, that's different. Tanking or healing maybe. So you can actually handle it. But as like a utility that only people most of the time want you for your buff, I wasn't too worried about it. No, you can top the charge with the dirge if you do it right. If you care less about utility and like trying to top the charge with them, but that's not what they're there for. But you can do it. It's possible. I do not remember what the raids are for this expansion. I don't remember at all. The ones that stick in my head are always the EOF, not EOF. Doesn't sound right. Why do I can't remember the name of the next? What is it called? I can't remember. But I know what that. I know most of the raids on that one for sure. Just because they're so boring and long. And we had big problems with Wuxi or whatever his name was, the dragon. Can't remember what it's called. That's like one of my favorite expansions. It's because of what the other things they introduced. What was it? Freaking called, man. Something with an E. I can't remember. Feel like I just did this. All the same loot's dropping. Except this time I can wear a lot of it. Echoes of Fadewar. That's what it's called. It is EOF. That's right? That sounds right. That's like one of my favorite expansions when EverQuest was still doing super well, population-wise. Before WoW killed it too much. Is that the next one? I think that is the next one. I'm probably wrong though. I always suck at remembering the order. Yeah, I like Echoes of Fadewar. Why am I thinking of Lord of the Rings names? Like, I don't know why it's not coming out right. I don't know, I like any expansion really. New content. I think that's when we get AAs too as the next expansion. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's not in this one because I couldn't mess with the little bar to change it. Better start putting some of this stuff on so I stop needing on stuff that I might not need. It's just not nice. Gearing myself up. These runs. Wearing nothing but poo-poo. I don't know why it does that. You think it'd be smart enough to choose take the six stat ring off Alright, let's see here. Ooh. Ooh. I like those. I like those things that drop. I can rob a what is this? Oh, okay. They have change. Harpies. What is this? All right. Sweet.
Hi.
What am I doing? I am leveling up my bard on EverQuest II, TLE server. They just had an expansion come out for the TLE servers. Let's see here. Why does it do that? Why? Why does it do things like that? What are you doing? No, yeah. I don't know if you, playing some EverQuest 2. The Desert of Flame came out roughly 3 or 4 days ago, I think. Are they gonna be able to pull me in, or do I have to follow them? See if I can stand here and wait. Hopefully they can pull me in. Okay. Have you played on any other TLEs before this? Like, is this your first run of a TLE, or? Oh, see why didn't we do this one on the other group? Why are they trying to get out? Too low? Oh yeah, it is too low. How do we get out of here? We can't exit, we're stuck. Oh yeah. Probably started a little late. Yeah, Caladim, that was the one I didn't play the least of. I started an assassin, got it to 50, and pretty much didn't raid or anything. Get Curdy? No, I don't see anything. Oh, there we go. I think I've played with Jinx before. I think I know this person. They're talking to me like they know me. Yeah, I enjoy these servers. I just don't like the fact that the characters, after a year and a half, are pretty much a waste of time. They need to find a better way to, instead of just throwing them on a, I guess you can throw them on a retail server, but if you're not playing on a retail server, it's kind of pointless. With this character, yes, Fabled. Not that I'm connected to them. I don't know anybody in here, so it's not like I have to be in their guild or anything. I don't have any commitment. I think I just joined them randomly, or they invited me randomly. I have like 5 or 6 50s, so I'm looking to raid at some point probably. I just gotta make sure it works with my time frame. And I'm probably gonna be raiding on WoW Classic too, so I gotta make sure it doesn't conflict with that. Box set. Oh, we're going to Pillars of Flame now. They must all be in Discord or something, because they're like, that's the long way, dude. Are we going up here? We're going to this Pillar of Flame? Wait a minute. Okay, maybe that is the right way. I'm like the one lagging behind in this group. They're all telling me where to go. Yeah, I have another account too, but I don't box. Back in the day, I had 2 accounts from then, like when before they made these TLEs. I used to power level with my Berserker. That's why I had 2 accounts, so I could level characters while I leveled other people for flat. But it's been so long since I did that on a regular basis that I don't even know if I could really power level with a Berserker anymore. So, I just don't play them enough. And they're like my favorite class on this game, other than Bards. No, I don't. No, I have no raiding guild in EverQuest II right now. I do raid in. I'm supposed to be raiding in WoW when Wrath comes out on 2 days a week. So that's the only thing I gotta make sure it doesn't conflict with. But no, I am a filthy casual right now until I get in a raid group that wants the classes I'm playing. So no, I'm not raiding. Oh, we're just gonna kill in this area? Okay. I plan on raiding though. I'm gonna try to find a guild that wants a dirge probably, but we'll see. A dirge or a warden is what I kind of want to play. But I'll play anything really. Just probably not a caster. I just don't play him enough, and I wouldn't have fun. I don't think. Ooh, I almost pulled ads. Oh, I did. Someone else did. Yeah, no, but it was me. It's alright, gotta keep it interesting. Ancient's Table. I don't remember this one. We didn't do this with Freehumber, did we? We did. Maybe we did. I don't remember spiders. It's all a blur. Yeah, I'm gonna hit 51 probably before we're done with this instance right here. Probably be done when this group breaks, but that's like probably another hour. We're gonna go through all the instances they can, I'm guessing, before they break. The heck? Necromancer. I didn't know a necromancer was able to make like copies of everybody. I remember them doing that. I remember it doing undead. Not copies of everybody though. Is that who's doing it? I would think it was the illusionist that did that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's the illusionist. There it is. There's that sexy sound we've been waiting for. Trying to rob a spider. It didn't work. Yeah, next time we stream, we'll probably get, I don't know, I might continue with Curdy and my Warden, getting them up first. But I still got my Berserker I want to get up, and then, at least to max level. I don't have to do much more than that with them. And then, who else do I got? Oh, my Assassin. I might want to get them to 72. I actually wouldn't mind raiding with them. I like the assassins on EverQuest II. They're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. Cyclops killer. Repair while we can.
Right.
Yeah, need to, but check. Nope. The Pepsi went down the wrong pipe. Giants field and jump off. Where are we going? Jumping off right here. See, they're doing other ones that the other group didn't do, so that's good. There's a lot of dungeons on this, just in this sand area. A lot of them. We didn't even do the one where you have to get the key for the lifts. I forget what that one's called. We might be too low for it though. I don't know. No, most of these people are already maxed out. They're all 60, so. But, I mean, they're not maxed out probably gear-wise, but they're already max level, so. Kind of mystified why they're doing this stuff right now. Unless it's the gear drops, I don't know. Oh wait, we did this one. We did this one last group. Last group I just didn't run to any of them. They just zapped me in. I guess that's kind of what's happening now too, but... Man, robbing these guys, the change has got to be huge, dude. You can't tell me it's the size of us. Like, their pockets are like the size of our bodies. Imagine getting a penny off these guys. Maybe it's called Pillars of Tears. The ones that's by the two bodies of water out in the middle of the desert. I don't remember what it's called. But no one's done that one yet. Is it like harder content? Or you have to do the Peacock quest? Maybe that's why that person sent me that tell, because I was talking about it, or like do the Peacock quest. Maybe you have to do that one. That's the Silent City one, I think. I don't know. I never, like I said, I never remember the dungeons and stuff for this expansion for some reason. I don't know why. And I always start, like, seriously playing around this expansion, too. on these TLEs. It's not even planned, it just happens that way. Gorfang. How's my disarm looking? Oh, I didn't open it, I guess. $92 of $255. That's not amazing. The spoon. Should I get it for Curdy too? Try. Oh, can I even wear that on Curdy? I should have probably checked. Yeah, everybody can wear it. Oh, I guess it's done. Is that it? We do them all already? Like, I'm wondering why no one's doing that one, like, thing, like that one that Silent City or whatever. Just trying to figure out why these guys are standing here. Makes me nervous. Want to leave. Think they're done now. All right, guys. Well, I think that is. Oop. Already gone. Think that is it for EQ2 today. We'll be getting way more into it once we get going here. Especially if we get into a guild where we're going to decide to raid. Because then we're going to have to kind of care and not be a filthy casual. But, yeah, it was fun. We got a level for Curdy and Tree Humper, so those are definitely two of my mains I want to play. And then possibly my Assassin. But Assassin might be my main if I can get in a group with Assassin, but that's a popular class. Like, it's almost always taken in a raid group. You hardly ever see people looking for Assassins. You'll see Dirges, Wardens, Healers. That's usually the case, for me anyway, I've noticed. And I don't want to play a caster, like I said. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the follow, the Sleepless. And we might stream a little later today, after a break, couple hours. It probably won't be EverQuest. It'll probably be Champions and Norrath. We'll probably finish that up. So that's what we'll do. But have a good one, guys. See you later.